you know, every time I hit, good evening, everyone, I hit the go to go live, he starts. He's so quiet. He's an absolute menace. Good evening, everyone. Right, I'm going to sort him out first. These look disgusting. They are chicken's feet. And he loves them. That'll keep him quiet for 20 seconds. Hope everyone is well. Thank you for all your birthday wishes and everything. Yeah, it's really stinky as well. Yes, Richard. Yeah, I'm up for the 2000s. Yeah. I've had a quick look and I've found 4 now. I mean, do you want to do it after we've done the 50s or before the 50s? I don't mind. Anyway, I've had a really busy week this week. I mean, today has been, this is the 4th time I've come on the channel today, which is unheard of. But I've had another good week on the channel. 1,337 views in the last 7 days. 4 new subscribers. So if you're new, okay, cool, Richard. So 4 new subscribers and welcome. And what have you been watching? So coming in at number 3 this week is the Rick Wakeman 1970s. 63 people have watched that. Coming in at number 2 is last week's live stream with 64. And at number 1, and absolutely why it should be at number 1, it was my top 10 for my birthday. 112 people have watched it. Even though I'd got Jim Reeves at number 1, which I don't mind because it was my nan's favourite singer, so I'm quite happy with that. So in the last 28 days, 6,067 views, 27 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is excellent. So what's been being watched? Well, coming at number 3 was the review. Good evening, Joe. The review of the Coverdale and Page solo album they did back in July of last year, 168. The Stranglers is at 199. And at the top still is the Dynamic Duos 1980s top 10 with 236. So let's have a look at the figures for since we started. So we're now up to 109,223 views and a 559 subscribers. Not much happened in the top 3. It's still Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs artwork, Our Maiden and Quo. Quo's over 6,000 views now. And the one that everyone wants to know, who won last week's Battle of the Debuts, it went to Def Leppard. Not by much. It's one of the tightest ones we've had. Anyway, that's last week. What we got for you next week? Got a good bundle next week. We're going to start off on Monday with a band from Canada, a prog band called Mystery. Going to rank their albums. Classic album review next week is one of them one-off albums, but it's a quintessential album. And it's Horse by Horse, which featured Rick Parnell on the drums. And we've got someone's birthday on Monday. Wonder who that is. I'll be doing his top 10. He knows who he is, don't you, Charles? Yes. It's your birthday top 10. Now, I know what I'm drinking tonight. It's called Menanga Voltaire, and it's Italian Pilsner. It's very nice. 5.2. So Tuesday, we've got a viewer's request. It was a band called Stone Fury, which is sort of the band that came before Kingdom Come, featuring Lenny Wolf. So there's only 2 albums. So I'm going to rank them. Now, retro ranking next week is a little bit special. This month, of course, is the 60th anniversary since Dr. No hit our screens. And I had got something planned, but I watched a thing on Prime about the music of Bond. And I've decided to do a special on John Barry, because all the people that have sort of done music for James Bond have all said that John Barry is the man. So I'll be picking my favourite John Barry pieces from Bond. And there's none in that collection. There are no main themes. So it's all the music in between in the film. So we'll be doing that. Wednesday's marathon, and it is a hell of a marathon on Wednesday. We're up to part 3 of the Rick Wakeman story, his 1990s. Hell of a lot of albums. It was probably his busiest time. Some we're only going to have a little mention because some of it is quite freaky, but we'll talk about that. I'm not mentioning it because it's if you want to mention it, Dave, you mention it. Thursday, have I got a really good battle of the debuts for you next week? I'm putting up Paul McCartney against John Lennon. We're going to look at both their debut albums. Both came out in 1970, so we are going to look at them. Yes, I will be a Wally of the Year at Christmas, don't worry. As long as we don't offend people. Album artwork next week is a Christian rock band called Striper, who I quite like, and their covers are fantastic. Good evening, Ralph. I'm glad you're on. Where was you born? Because I want to make sure I get the right top 10 for your birthday. If not, you're going to get the UK one. So, yeah, we've got Striper. So we'll be back here, of course, next week. Same time, same place. Friday next week, live album ranking day. I'm going to be doing, it's a Super Friday again. I'm going to be doing John Wetton's live album. So I'm only going to do what I've got. Oh, you're a great Yarmouth. Excellent. So, yeah, you get the top 20 from the UK. Yeah, as I was saying, so we've got my collection of John Wetton live albums, which includes a couple with Ken Hensley. So I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow, the new Alter Bridge album's out, Pawning Kings. And I'm also going to be doing a live album review of Roger Taylor's Outsider Tour. Rocky at the moment, Charles, is chewing on a chicken's foot, which he has nearly devolved because he just is a greedy pig. So that's happening next week. So what's been happening in the laundry list? And we'll have a quick dive in there. Still got Simple Minds in there, but their new album is out tomorrow, so I'll be listening to that. So that's coming up soon. I've listened to a couple of John Kay and Stephen Wolf, 2 of the 4. I'm getting through Nick Cave. I'm now up to 10 of 17. Helios Creed, 14 of the 23. We're charging through the Straubs, 12 of the 24, halfway through now. Gordon Giltrap. Now, he's got a new album coming out, so I've held off on doing that. I've listened to all of what he's done. Susie and the Banshees, 5 of the 11. If I can just listen to the one, Charlie Watts. The Moody Blues, 7 of the 16, getting on with them. My new favourite band of the week is next. Cats in Space, I've listened to 2. The Cult, 2 of the 10. I've listened to 1 of Bob Catley from Magnum. I've listened to 3 Who albums of the 12. We've listened to REM 3. Well, I've listened to 2 because I've put my favourite at the top already. Then I've listened to 1 of the 6 of Clear Blue Sky. Star Castle, I've listened to 1 of 5. And the one I've not long finished listening to, and that's the first album of Happy the Man, and it's quite chilled. I like that. And I've listened to 1 of Eloy's. So they're starting to come out the laundry list. Completed ones this week. Shawaddy Waddy, Stereophonics, Halloween, and Nirvana. Someone's asked for Nirvana, so it's easy. Well, there's another one I'll finish, but that's for a ladies' day in a few months. Not this month, but the next month. So that's all that. I have listened to the new Queen song, and to be quite honest, I thought it was all right. And that's it. It was nice to hear Freddie, but apart from that, it was just ordinary for me. So how's this week's poll going? Upstairs as Eric's has got it at the moment. But I don't know what all the fuss over upstairs at Eric's was, because I thought it was pretty bland. But there you go. New Queen song. There's that. Dave's put the link in. It's called "Face It Alone." They found another recording of Freddie. Apparently, it's just it doesn't sound right to me because they've put something onto it, and I don't know. Jury's out on that one. Anyway, if you haven't watched it yet, Richard and I did 90s number ones today, which was totally out of our comfort zone. But we had a lot of fun doing it. It wasn't as long as the normal ones because, as we said on the show, we ain't got a clue, really, of 90s people. And then a bit later on, he's challenged me to do the 2000s. So our next one's going to be the 50s, and then we're going to go to the 2000s. I'll need that. Blind leading the blind. It was quite fun though. Even though some of your guilty pleasures were in there. Yeah, so it's doing very well already. I'm sure Dave, can you have a look and see what the numbers are? Well, I found one good song that I forgot about. Look, see how our 1990s number ones are doing. Because it was doing quite well. Right, I'm going to have a catch up and see what you lot have been saying while I've been chopsing. Oh, he has put it about Wally of the Week. I can't believe I'm Wally of the Week twice in the week. Wow, that's good. I'm really struggling. I am really struggling to find 13 songs, basically. But I had a quick look, and there's 1 or 2. I noticed that Bob the Builder got to number 1 a couple of times. I certainly won't be them. 78. That's good. Yeah, she does. Yeah, that was the one I did think of, Charles. Yeah, because that is one of my guilty artists, is Mel C. I have ranked all their albums. Are you going to come up? Do you want to come up now? Where are you going now? That's it. If you've scoffed that, there's not much I can do, is there? Go and lay down for 5 minutes. Crowded house. Yeah, I've thought about that one, Joe. And spit ends. I'm sure Dave will add it to the pile. I had a dilemma this week. When I do my do our Mike Oldfield thing, the album from the 80s, I can't find it because I'm going to try and hold up some this time, and the one from the 80s. So I don't know what I've done with it. I don't know if it got lost in the mood, but I'm one Mike Oldfield album short now. But fear not, I went on eBay this week, plonked it in, and picked it up for £4. Thank you very much. So I've now got it coming, so I'm looking forward to having that again. They're going back to split ends. I quite liked them when they were out. I've done Mel C. I done it ages and ages ago. Mel C has been done, dusted. Except I haven't done her live albums. But I might throw her in the DVD. Red Shoes is a brilliant album. Fantastic album. Must do my favourite songs by Kate Bush at some stage. Oh, that beer is quite nice. Yeah, so you're going to look forward to... Charles, you've got a really good top 10. I'm looking forward to doing that. And all I'm going to say is, you jammy git, you have got some crackers in your top 10. Sensual World, that's quite a good album. They're all good albums, Kate Bush. Right, for those eagle-eyed people, as you know, sometimes I put a theme up on the back. Has anyone got any clue what the theme is this week? We'll go that way so you can see that. And that, like that. Does anyone know? There's something about them 6 albums. Clever clocks. Or the proper fur, apparently, is the sophomore album. Yeah, they're all their sophomore albums. What gave it away? The Genesis and the Mike Oldfield. They're all second albums yet. They're definitely the second albums. So we've got Spare Parts by Status Quo, Mr. Universe by Gillan, Burgess Ridge, Mike Oldfield, Trespass, Genesis, Love Hunter, Whitesnake. Now, does anyone know the other one? Has anyone heard of the band? I have ranked them. And I've seen them 4 times. They supported Quo 4 times, and I saw them 4 times on one tour, and I love the band. They're a band called Honeymoon Suite. And their claim to fame is they did the theme for the first Lethal Weapon film. That Love is Lethal Weapon is them. Yes, it was. Would have been Rick Parfitt's 74th birthday yesterday, and I forgot to put it on Joe's top 10. So you share birthday, Joe, with the great Rick Parfitt, which is very nice. So I'm just catching up what you've been putting down. Yeah, you share it with probably the most. I reckon Rick Parfitt's the most underrated rhythm guitarist in the world. He was just absolutely brilliant. And I watched a video of him yesterday, doing a tutorial on doing the mystery song, and it's pretty awesome. Doesn't miss a beat or string. How are we doing at the poll? Still upstairs at Eric's. Come on, Blancmange fans. Get your votes in. Yeah, I did see that, Stephen, on BBC4. I am not going out. I shall put that on, stick it through my surround sound type thing, and have an evening of Mike Oldfield. And probably a couple more of these. Yeah, I'm going to have a quiet day tomorrow. Once I've finished recording, I'm going to switch off and not do anything unless something drastically happens over the weekend. Arena album on YouTube. Oh, right. Thanks, Stephen. I might give that a listen tomorrow, because that's coming up. That'll be coming up, I think, the following week. Yes. The week after schedule. Tomorrow is the day where I sort out November's schedule. I've sort of penciled it in, but Dave and myself will probably go through it and fine tune it. Make sure we get the right balance. So nice. Yes, I totally agree. I don't know when they'll get done, though. Probably sometime between now and the end of the world. So, but if we take notice of these people, it'll be next week. But hey ho. I forgot I was going to a concert that's been cancelled twice now. It's not an ordinary famous band. It's the Queen Experience. Going to see them in February apparently now. Oh, I have been watching some interesting stuff on YouTube this week as well. I've been looking at some really good tribute bands. So, saw a really good female band called Judas Priestess. They're interesting. And I can't remember which song she was. I think it was Painkiller, and she was grabbing herself in some most peculiar places. Yes, as Dave has put, we need to research. Yes, the person that suggested Steve Hillage. You're giving me a headache, but I'm sure we'll get through that. But everything else is falling into place for the stories. I mean, once we've done Rick Wakeman, now we've had to add an added one because yours truly missed one out. And I can't believe it. I will confess, the one I missed out is one of the collaborations he has done, and I've got it. I was going through my iPod looking for something, I thought, oh, blow, I forgot I've got this. So I've had to do a really, I've got to do a quick, I've got how many weeks? 2 weeks to go through 11 albums. So I think on Saturday or Sunday, I might have a bit of a Rick Wayman collaboration binge just to get them done. But if it's like anything from for the 90s one we're doing this week, after about 5 minutes on some of them, yeah, well, should we before 2027? I don't think so. I did notice in the 2000, there's one song from the 2000 number ones that's not going in my top 10, and that's blooming Coldplay. I'm not going to say what I think about Adele. I was going to say before Keir Starmer becomes Prime Minister. If he becomes Prime Minister, I will do Adele. There we go. If Keir Starmer becomes the PM of this country, I will do Adele and Coldplay, but not on before. You've heard it here, folks. Ian will rank Adele and Coldplay if Keir Starmer becomes Prime Minister. See how confident I am of that not happening. Oh, right. Let's catch up on anything here. Right. Once it's obvious that you guys really like what Richard and I do. So I've just seen what Stephen's wrote. Yeah, I know a lot of you do really like what Richard and I do. Now, once we've done these decades, if anyone wants, you keep asking, me to do stuff. If there's anything you think that you'd like me and Richard to do, give us some ideas, because I'm sure Richard will be up for it. It's nice when we get our boundaries pushed, but no one puts Coldplay or Adele, because I won't play. My favourite albums from the decades? Yeah, I could go with that. I don't think we'll ever rival Friday at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff and Pete Parder. Well, we have two things in common. I mean, Richard's in Northern Ireland and I'm here on the mainland. Is that number one albums or any albums? Could do number one albums. That'll be pretty interesting. There's loads there. Yeah, Stephen was talking about Arena. If anyone says about wants me to do a live album ranking of Arena, they will be coming up when we do John Mitchell. So they with. Yes, you did, Richard. I was saying that our collaborations are becoming very popular. Once we've done all the singles of the decades, and he just had come up with some ideas, and Dave's just doing our favourite albums of the decades. I didn't give him any grief about Britney. I was actually defending Britain here. The only one I really had a dig at today was Madonna. Yeah, we'll do that one next then. We've started something here, Richard, I think. Yes, if you haven't watched it, one of my songs is by Madonna, and I saw a picture of her the other day. I don't know if anyone's seen it. She's dyed her hair pink, and she's had so much surgery on her face. She's got a chin you can get pickles out of a jar with now, and it does nothing like Madonna. Which is a shame, because why you change your thing? We're all getting older. Can't she accept that she's 64? But there you go. Yeah. I didn't have. That's the only person I really had a go at today. I have got to have I have got to mention another singer I totally dislike. When I do Rick Wakeman, Bonnie Tyler appears on one of his albums. God. Another singer that I just do not like. Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of songs today on. It's the first time it's happened in our shows that we had the same record in the same position, which is quite freaky. And the other thing is about the Beautiful South. It's one of the bands. Now, Brianna was from 4 miles up the road where Richard was. Now, Jackie Abbott is local to Northamptonshire. So how freaky is that? Oh, you've just looked at the picture. It's a shame we can't put it up on the screen, isn't it, really? She's had 1 live album and she's had 1 DVD. I'd love to. I don't think there's no way I can put this picture up of Madonna. Hang on, I'll try something. First on RTO. I think this works. Right, if I do that, put that over there, put that there, do that. Hey, nice. I'm just trying to do something here. I don't know if this will work. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Right, let's see if we can try something. Right, excuse me a minute, folks. Oh, go away. I'm going to try something. Right. There we go. There we have Madonna. Yes, folks, that is Madonna. Look at that chin. It looks like it's been chiseled. And for those of you let's see if we can focus. There's a Rocky. Yes, you're on camera. Let's put that back up here. God. It looks like someone's got a chisel and chiseled it out, isn't it? Now, if this falls off in a minute. Yeah, she's done a bad job of it, Nick. Hang on, folks. I'm going to have to stand up and do this. Shouldn't have played with it, should I? Right. There you go. Why do... Technical hitch, folks. There we go. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that on there now. There we go. sorry. I think now that light's come on. Let's just dip that a bit more. That's better. That's off he goes. Yeah, sorry about that, but I'm glad I've seen that. That's what Madonna looks like now, and it's horrendous. Have I missed something while I was playing around then? Oh, Christy Burr. Yeah, I can do a bit of Christy Burr. Don't mind him. Not at all. How are we doing? Is that altered? No, that hasn't altered. Looks like upstairs is Eric's. He's winning. And I don't know why. Why do they rave about that album? So I said today, Vince Clarke, it's a bit of a one-trick pony. He only knows Plinky Plonky and how to do the same drum beat for all the songs. So I always thought Blancmange were like the real electronic version of XTC and Joy Division and bands like that. So I as I said, I prefer Happy Families for an album to that. I don't own either of them, but obviously you can listen to them. Put him in pencil, as they say. Put him in pencil. 23 studio albums, blimey, that's a lot. Here he goes again. Keeps looking out. Look at them eyes. Sparkly eyes. If they were red, they were like them little things in Star Wars that go, you teeny. Yeah, guys, what else have I got coming up? We got some special retro rankings coming up. The Jawas, there we go. We got doing a special one for Remembrance Sunday. Well, that week anyway. Dave and I have already started looking at covers for the very last artwork show. Some of the stinkers, and we've found some real stinkers. It could be quite rude in places, that one, so that's definitely not one for the children. And I might have to there's one or two that I might have to do a bit of foolery. And I'm surprised I got away with this week's classic album from Jane's Addiction, Ritual dell'Inhabito, because basically, although they're not real people, it is three naked people. But I put it up and I didn't think I can hear what he's doing. Be back in a minute, folks. I'm coming. I won't get too comfortable because now he's got his water. What he does, if the water's if he's drank all his water and he wants some more, he gets his paw and starts banging it. He's done that from a very young age. And when we had Marley, she even picked up on it. Bad habit he taught his sister. Oh, Marley, she used to copy everything Rocky did. Now I think, is he heading for the doors? No, he's coming back in here. Here he comes, Ploddy. Yeah, they were both as bad as each other when it comes to water. Except he'd wish he'd learned to wipe his mouth. He normally does that on the rug. Mm-hmm. What now? You want a wee now, don't you? Come on then. Told you I wouldn't have to settle. Come on, have a wee. Come on. Good grief. I've never known a dog like it. He goes out there, he has to sniff and make sure, then turn around 20 million times and then squat. He finishes, come back, and then he goes back. And then has to have a sniff, which is totally disgusting. And then he comes in. Anyway, one of the presents I had for my birthday was a really good little book that Lee got me. It's basically bits and bobs that made people movers and shakers. Like it's got, I've opened, funny enough, I've opened it up on the page and it's got King Crimson and it tells you facts about King Crimson. So, which is going to be a useful book. It's got some really cool pictures on it as well. of artists. So that's a pretty good little book, that is. Only goes up to 1991, but that's as far as it is good for me. Okay, what's this? The Queen, the Miracle box set. 149. The Miracle. They could have chose a better album if they're going to do it a box set. It's not even one of my favourite Queen albums. Oh yeah, it is. It's got. I had a good old quick look through of some of my favourite bands, and there's some stuff in there I even didn't know. So I'm looking forward to using that as a extra little tool. Anyway, bit of a plug now. With Christmas coming up in 11 weeks' time, any ideas for Christmas presents for yourselves or for members of the family? Get them something off my Redbubble. Get yourself a t-shirt. Get someone a t-shirt or a mug. That's all right. Someone likes my live stream that's happening now on Facebook. There you go. Yes, take a trip over to the Redbubble shop and go and find some goodies. All designed by me. T-shirts, mugs. You got what? A t-shirt? You got one of my t-shirts? Thank you. Or you got something else? If not, why haven't you got one of my t-shirts? Oh, excellent. So my logo's all over California. Hey. I do appreciate that, Mick. For those of you who have not been over to it, go and have a look at it. Go and see if you can find anything. I'm tempted to get myself an apron when I do my cooking, because I'm fed up of getting stuff all over me. Yeah, Oh, cool, Mick. Did you tell him to subscribe? Tell him that it's a fab channel. I got asked in. The t-shirt I've got with the red logo. I wore that in the King Billy, and someone said, "Are they a new band?" Oh, well done, Mick. Prizes for you. Yeah, and they thought it was a band. I went, no, it's my YouTube channel. So, yes, go and check it out. Looks like Mick's the first person to actually go and buy stuff off it, which is fabulous. I mean, even Dave's got a t-shirt. Lee's got a t-shirt. Good Christmas birthday presents for people. Christmas presents. Send them something from the channel. I mean, the mug I've got is not on the channel. That's one that I got. I done through which I think Funky Pigeon or something. Yeah, so you'll never get a cut like that. That one's unique to me. That one is. As I'm the boss, I have to have a special cup. Now, I might get myself a drinking water thing for next summer, because mine that I've been using, the suck's gone out of it. So I need a new one. I'm thinking of changing at some stage the background I use when for the intros, instead of having the space, I'm thinking of another way, something different to do, and I've got a rough idea. I've got to sort it out, so you'll see some changes to that. No, not much changes, just a few things, especially on the album rankings. To put the covers on, I want something where you can see the covers a bit better. That's all. Yeah, I should try that because I can get them. I've got them sort of coffee mug things. I can get one of them and walk to Starbucks and say, "Fill her up." There's all that stuff. So don't go try and copy it, folks, because you can't, because it's all copyrighted. Well, this is good news. We are settling on the bed, which means he's fed his face, he's abluted, and now he's going to have a wash, which means he might settle. Which is good news. Keeps looking over at me though. It may have something to do that before I came on here we spent some time, but as soon as I started on this, he starts. What? Didn't we come and say hello to everybody today? Don't you want to say hello to everybody? He's camera shy today. Hi, Rob. How are you? Hope you're well. Well, obviously, Rocky says hello as well. Have you watched, Rob, have you watched the latest from the dynamic duo? We did the 90s today, Rob, so something for you to check out, I'm sure you have. Did Mr. Walker vote for blancmange? Oh, good boy. This is usual for me, you know, go against the grain. Oh, I forgot about New Order, World in Motion. It's all even Stevens then at the moment with the two albums. I think next week's is going to be interesting when we've got John Lennon going up against Paul McCartney. I had to listen to them two albums this week, and yeah, I'm sort of on the fence still. So I may have to listen to them again. I can't believe that for 2 weeks running on the marathon, the #1 albums are what everybody goes for. Again, with this week with Journey and Escape, I didn't want to have that as my #1. I didn't. I wanted another one, but in the end, it had to be. Someone said about it's not all about radio hits, and I know that, and but I like when did the 50s chart single start? I think it was. I'll soon tell you. I'll soon tell you, Rob, because guess what I've got in front of me? Obviously, I've been doing some research today for some retro rankings. Right, the first UK singles chart went out on the 14th of November, 1952. Yes, both. Yes, 1952. So next month, the charts are 70 years old. Ooh, that's give me an idea. That's given me an idea for a retro ranking, I think. Well, I think we all know what that is. But yeah, that'll make a... Well, after 56 is good, but 1952, and I do know what the first number one was. But I will do next month the very first top 10 singles ever. Yeah, it was Al Martino, Rob, yeah. So I'm going to do a nostalgic one. You'll probably, I'm going to do something really, really good for that. I've got a fantastic idea for that one. No, just a man of many talents, Rob. I'll try and do it in a very posh BBC voice when they all talk like that, like they did. But I'm a Northampton lad, so I can't talk posh. One thing that really gets mine go, and this is no disrespect from anyone from London at all, it's when I get accused of being, are you from London? No. If you want some fun, when you go out drinking with Dave, because he can put on Irish accents from all over Ireland. He once went into a pub in Northampton and put on an accent from, it must be from where we went when last time I was in Ireland. We spent a weekend in Ennis. Well, they talk 45,000 times faster than anywhere else in Ireland, and he put on this accent and convinced this barmaid that where he was some little bog heap in the middle of nowhere in Ireland. It was ever so funny. Anyway, I loved Ennis. It was a really nice place. I do miss Ireland, I must admit. So I've got to come over. Oh, you did the Cork accent to get free Murphys. Yeah, that was it. Drink. That's quite funny because I was watching some Father Ted the other night on BritBox. I think it was BritBox. I watched that episode. Yeah, I was watching that episode where all them priests are in that lingerie. It's such a funny program. I don't think they'd be able to make programs like that now. Might upset some people. I think half of my comedy box sets would be probably banned now. I mean, I've got what? Dad's Army. It ain't half hot, Mum. Hello, hello. Oh, I've seen that. That'll bring back some memories. Bit of multicoloured swap shop. I used to watch Tis Was as well. Program that would be definitely banned now. Used to pull kids up by their ears, and then when they finish with them, kids totally just go, get off. 1977. Was that? Oh dear. I went to a swap shop when it came to the swap shop. It came to Northampton, and they did one of their swap things. I didn't take anything to swap. I just went. We all just went down. Sally James, yes. Did you notice on swap Tis Was, all the rock bands used to go on it? Quo went on it a lot. Iron Maiden went on it a lot. And they used to get stuck in with the Phantom Flam Flinger. I mean, they could get away with that now. Motorhead, yeah, they were on it as well. And then they did the adult version of Tis Was, and one of the first guests that were on there were Gillan doing Restless. Motorhead were on the young ones as well, yeah. Talking of Motorhead, I was watching some tribute bands. I don't know if they're still going now, but there's a tribute band called Motorizer. They're brilliant. The song I saw them do was Overkill, and the guy that's singing, just like Lemmy, held the mic in the right place, and it was brilliant stuff. There are some really good tribute bands out there. I mean, I've seen a few. There's an AC/DC one, local one, that I've seen, and they're pretty good. Reel to Reel, the Marillion one, they're no longer going. They packed up during COVID. Limehouse Lizzie, I think they're a really good band. State of Quo I've seen. One I want to see is a Deep Purple one. I think they're Italian, and they're called Strange Kind of Women. They're keyboard player. Go type in that in Google and check out the keyboard player. Pretty good. They're a good band. Even Ian Pace likes them. He's actually drummed with them. Yeah, saw a clip with the new guitarist with Deep Purple. Can't think of his name at the moment, but he did all right. And that's considering Ian Gillan his age and that, he can still turn out a tune. Obviously, they've slowed the tracks down immensely. But what is he doing now? Simon McBride, thank you, Stephen. Steamy Dam. When do they? He keeps popping in and out, Rob, because we was talking about something, and he says, "Have I missed something?" I think he's on holiday, Charles, because we recorded today at 11. Rocky's in his usual place under the computer. The other day, because they're all obviously there's wires under there. He got himself caught up in the wires. I have seen the Australian Pink Floyd show. They are amazing. When I saw them, they played the whole of The Wall, plus a few others as well. But they are amazing. And I saw another one called Think Floyd. Yeah, I've got a couple of albums by the Australian Pink Floyd. They've done a couple there. They've done bits and bobs, and they've done the greatest hits, and they do a great version of Echoes on that. I've seen them do Echoes, and it was just mind blowing. I've seen them do Dogs, Steamy Dan. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? But they're good. I haven't seen them, but obviously I've got the album. And I've got the DVD. And it is absolutely brilliant. Gary Kemp is great on there. And it's good seeing Guy Pratt, who seems to get on with everybody from Pink Floyd, because he's based with Roger, he's based with Dave, and yeah, it's really good stuff, Stephen. I really do like that Source Full of Secrets, because it was just nice hearing some of them really early Floyd stuff, and they do them brilliantly. Yeah, well, I am going to be doing the Pink Floyd sort of the solo albums of members of Pink Floyd. I've listened to Sid's, I've listened to Richard's, I've listened to all of David's and Rogers, but Nick Mason again is a different ball game. He's done quite a bit, so I've got to sort that lot out. And it's like Rolling Stones. I've listened to every one part of all of Charlie's stuff. And most of that is live jazz. So that'll be all coming up as well. I'd like to go and see this Nick Mason Source Full of Secrets, because I think they're the nearest thing you're going to get to Pink Floyd. Apart from the Australian Pink Floyd, who are one of the best tribute bands in the business. Oh, there's another good one. That's a Led Zeppelin one. Led Zepparella, something like that. Dave knows more about them because he likes them. And the Iron Maidens. I know someone that's actually seen them. He was over in America and he went to one of their shows. And he said they were absolutely brilliant. Nick Mason. I was talking about Australian Pink Floyd, Source Full of Secrets, and all that sort of thing. And I was just mentioning tribute bands. Zepparella, that was it. Oh, yes, I've heard of them. Oh, you did go and have a look at her. I saw them twice on the Moan and Relapse of Reason tour. Saw them at Wembley, and London Docklands Arena. And then on the Division Bell tour, I saw them, as it Earls Court? Something like that. I know this. So I got to see them 3 times. And I've seen Roger Waters solo. Saw them on the Chaos tour at Wembley. That was a good show. And those that remember the Chaos, the album itself, it's very obviously 80s sounding, but the live version of that is brilliant. It's much better, much heavier. And I've got a rather dodgy, it's not dodgy, the sound's pretty good, but I've got an official bootleg of that tour, which is really good. I think I saw Frank Zappa as well at that time. So I know my mate brought a t-shirt with titties and beer on it from Frank Zappa. That must be a few years ago because he's sadly no longer with us. I was on Twitter the other day, and I followed one of the people I follow is Stephen Reed. How many pints did I sink on Sunday? I had two in the pub and for lunch. And then I come, because I went with Lee, he's not been very well. And when he went home, I sat and had a few more, and I decided to have a bit of a James Bond night. So I was sitting there because I was stuffed after my lunch. I sat there around about 3 or 4 cans watching James Bond. Perfect for me, playing Rocky. That's tribute bands. Yeah, I've been thinking about that one. It's got to spend lots of time watching on YouTube. But there is another good Deep Purple one, and they're Norwegian, and they're called Come Taste the Band. Check them out. Because it's quite funny. They sing all in English, of course, and then it's waddles on in Norwegian, and then you get the other Demon's Eye. Yeah, I agree with you, Mick, about the Chaos tour and Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd a little bit edgy because you got good guitar, but the Chaos tour was very entertaining. What Bond films did I watch? Well, I decided to pick my favourite film from each Bond. There you go. Which was Thunderball. I watched On Her Majesty's Secret Service because it's the only one George did. From Roger Moore, I watched. So you can see how many I watched. I watched The Spy Who Loved Me, only because that's my favourite, because it's the very first Bond film I saw at the cinema. From the Timothy Dalton, I watched The Living Daylights. Pierce Brosnan, I watched GoldenEye, because that's my favourite. And from Daniel Craig, I watched Casino Royale. Yeah, it's a good plot, though. That's the thing. It's just that's a bombastic. Yeah, I love my Bond. That's why we're doing one next week on John Barry, who is like you're not worthy. And there's more than 10. I'll warn you now. Because I think there's at least one from every Bond film that he worked on, plus a few others that are sort of reoccur. I'll tell you the best version of Her Majesty's Secret Service I've got, and that is the radio broadcast where Toby Stephens plays a 007 on the radio, and that's brilliant. If they're on YouTube, so just put in radio broadcast James Bond, and you got all this Toby Stephens, and Moonraker they're all the book versions. They're not the film versions. They're all adapted from the books, and they're terrific. They really are terrific. I just hope when they pick the new Bond, it's the right person, because I know if it's the wrong person and everything, I think that'll finish Bond. It's a shame. I'm very, very apprehensive about this now, especially in this day and age. They cannot ruin my Bond. I don't know where they're going to take it. I think I'd like them to go away from all this gadgetry, go back and do them. Go back and do them like when it started. I would love them to do the proper Moonraker story. I really would. I think that would make a really good story. There, of course, there's the short stories. Some of them they've taken the titles. Proper Moonraker, proper Colonel Certain, yeah. Also, I think I think I can't remember. It's one of the books. I mean, the Spy Who Loved Me book's really good, which is nothing to do with what the Spy Who Loved Me, the movie. Although I love the movie, the book's different. They've used bits of Live and Let Die book in other Bonds, but there is. I don't know if it's the Living Daylights or View to a Kill or something. There's a short story that they haven't done a plot of, and they could elaborate on that. But I'd love to see an old-fashioned spy movie, a 50s, 60s spy movie, and they could do a proper Moonraker. I mean, that'd be nice to go back and do the books as they were. I mean, they did Casino Royale. That's what I like about that film. It's very, very much sticks to the book. Okay, people go, well, but no, just go and you don't have to give them. I could give them a different title and they say based on the book, Ian Fleming's book. That'd be great. I keep thinking about doing some other stuff on Bond, but I might do a soundtrack because I do like a soundtrack to a certain Bond film that John Barry didn't work on, because there's the Bond theme. It's called Bond 77 and it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so anyone got any ideas who the next Bond is? Who would like to see as the next Bond? Can't believe we're talking about Bond on a music channel, but there you go. I like to see Henry Cavill because I love him in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. It's Napoleon Solo. He's got that suave about him. I can't believe how quiet Rocky is tonight. Right, folks. I'm starting to feel really tired. It's been a long day for me. We've been chatting away for 1 hour, 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to call it quits tonight. Yeah, Tom Hardy's been talked about, yeah. As long as it's a suave young Englishman to carry the franchise forward. Anyway, I'm going to, on that note, I am going to say good night to everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow because we've got a Super Friday. We're doing Cream live tomorrow, the live albums of Cream. Got a new album tomorrow from Creamswarek, the Digital Nun Alliance. And I'm going to have a look at the new Slade live album. I know you saw me undo it, but I'm going to review it tomorrow. So everyone have a good week, and I will see you all next week here. And for always, thank you very much, and keep watching and tell your friends, especially ones in markets, when you wear your T-shirts. See you all later, and look out on Monday Charles for your top 10. So good night, everybody. Bye-bye.